What time it is? It's Merry Monday! With this smiling guy. Hey, Muhammad 9.
Howdy.
Of 10 million. How you doing?
On?
Most popular name in the world. Muhammad is here to give the male perspective on some relationship advice. He's a very wise guy, a lot of relationship experience. Are you ready?
Ready.
First question is related to the topic of role reversal. What we're talking about today, do you think that women making some money as boss ladies, a little bit more money than other men, being highly educated, is changing the dynamic of the role between men and women in our marriages?
Great to have educated women, great to have successful women. Strong and successful women means strong and successful communities and strong and successful families. Absolutely no problem there. What we've got to keep in mind is just as there are expectations for women, there are expectations for men. Now what that means in a practical nature is that the guys have to be a little more secure with your ladies, committing to their careers, balancing a lot of obligations, and there are also going to be cultural expectations for her on her role in the home. Similarly, there are So there's these new expectations for men in the home. Are you going to change diapers? You got to take care of the kids. Maybe you help out with dinner. Maybe you help out with a little bit of laundry. You got to be fluid and you got to be able to roll with it because there's a new dynamic that the whole world is engaged in and we just got to roll with it. Don't be afraid. So what this is bringing us to is that there's got to be a little more fluidity. So for the ladies, you're going to be looking for a partner who is engaged, but also don't hold it over his head. If he's an entrepreneur and just hasn't made it yet, if he wants to be a nurse, if he wants to be an artist, maybe. So what we're getting to here is that the traditional notions of men and women and their gender roles are being challenged every day. Every day. So we've got to be more fluid. We've got to talk. We've got to negotiate. We've got to understand what it means and how it works in our relationship. So talk to your partner.
Yeah.
Smile. Have fun with it.
Insightful. Okay, number 2. The idea, when I did Merry Mondays about men have feelings too, I had a really strong feedback with men and their feelings. What do you think?
So absolutely. Look, men need the tools and they need the space and they need the partnership to be able to talk about what they're. To get those tools, first of all, talk to your partner, understand how they communicate, make sure you're speaking the same love language that helps. 2,
Gary Chapman's book, 5 Love Languages.
talk to your boys, talk to your parents, look inside yourself, look in the mirror and understand how are you feeling, why are you feeling the way you do. Just do whatever you've got to do to get in tune with yourself, to understand what's going on, why you're feeling the way you do. Talk to a coach, talk to a mentor, and if you have to, even go see a counselor. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. It'll help you get on the right track if you need it.
I love that. A little bit, yeah. I don't know. You're not very communicative and you seem kind of quiet.
Don't assume that your spouse knows how to communicate, that they are able to verbalize what's been going on. And also don't assume that they were raised in an environment where people talked about how they felt. As a result, nobody wants to be walking on eggshells. So as a partner, make sure that they feel and know that they're in a no judgment zone where they can be themselves. Talk about what's going on inside of them, what's bugging them, what's been going on at work, maybe something with their parents, maybe expectations that they're not living up to. What you also need to keep in mind is that emotional intimacy is just as important for guys, even though we don't verbalize it. We want a strong connection with our partners where we can trust one another and talk in closed circles where we feel like we can trust one another. Don't underestimate the power of that.
Freaking good points. Okay, what happens when we have cultures that are a little bit, I don't know, hyper-masculine, toxic masculinity? How do we deal with that?
We've got to be okay with guys who are able to be more empathetic with one another, be more compassionate, be more loving in the home. That is part of being a man. So I looked up to my dad, who supported my mom as she finished her master's and her PhD while raising 2 boys in a foreign country while they were still building up a household. And that's the kind of fluid and dynamic relationship that I look to for to be able to.
And who don't have good fathers.
There's plenty of examples out there. You can look to the prophet. You can look to someone like Barack Obama. You can look to so many different people in society who are good role models. They're masculine, but they're also empathetic. They're kind. They're loving. They are career-driven, and they're active in their communities. Being a man isn't just about being macho and being able to punch through a wall or lifting weights. It's also about the relationships you have and how you nurture them and your North Star and your ability to lead not only your family, but a community. Those are all things to keep in mind.
I love that. It's really, really beautiful.
And to add just one more thing, when we talk about leading your family, you can lead and should lead with your partner, with your spouse. You do it in partnership, you do it in conjunction, and that's how we really have healthy and sustainable communities.
Balanced and full of respect for each gender. So both genders have their role and they shouldn't be trying to compete with one another, but they should actually be
Complementing one another.
Complimenting. Like, you know, these blues, for example.
This is purple.
Abaya Adak, thank you for the hijab, girl.
Time to go eat. I'm hungry.
Oh yeah, it's the Ramadan edition. Remember Ramadan? I can't believe we're talking about being good role models, but are we being good role models? It's Maghrib time.
I'm hungry.
I know. What are we doing? Sacrificing?